So people are saying that you're too good to be true. Okay, like that's basically where you're on the street. It's like you're too good to be true. And it's because people aren't used to like your energy. And so it's like you probably look really good. You're probably very attractive, um, you probably like have a certain aesthetic that's also very attractive. You're people see you as very put together, basically. Like you look really, really clean. Like you just have this like glow about you, and and then it's like you have that, right? And then your freaking energy, your aura, your essence, it's like so immaculate too. And then people expect you to be one way just to come and find out that you're actually pretty humble. It's like you know who you are, like you're the shit. But you don't see yourself as above anyone. You don't think that you're better than anyone. So you're humble even though like people expect you not to be. And it throws people off. Like it kind of throws people off because maybe people are used to like people like you to be, you know, maybe like arrogant. You know what I mean? I feel like you are stuck up, but not in the way people use that term. I feel like you're stuck up in a way as you're stuck on a high vibration. You're stuck on a high frequency. You're stuck at the top. And little do people know how much it took for you to get here. Little do people know what you had to go through in order to get to this point of your life. I feel like you're somebody who, ooh, just dealt with a lot. You had to overcome a lot. You probably had to overcome a lot of like heartache, despair, huge responsibilities that was probably put on you from a young age. You probably dealt with jealousy, people like just trying to compete with you. Whole T, you're just trying to freaking survive. You're just trying to freaking make it. I feel like you dealt with so much. You dealt with, you know, being around a lot of people that were supposed to be close, were supposed to be like family, loved ones, and you probably dealt with a lot of betrayal. Like I said, competition as well. And it's like you've always just wanted to be love. You just wanted to be the peacemaker. You just wanted everyone to be happy. And I feel like you used to dim yourself. You used to dim your light because every time you probably like, felt like you were outshining anyone, or anytime you would just authentically be yourself, it probably triggered a lot of people around you, and so you would just naturally just dim your light because you didn't want anyone to be triggered. You didn't want to feel like the bad guy or the one making anyone feel uncomfortable. And that just became how you started operating about life. And yeah, it's like you've been through a lot, and in order to cope with everything that you've been through, and in order to cope with the fact that you just felt better off like playing small, you decided to kind of just to balance things out. You tapped into your spirituality. You really tapped more into your inner being. You started asking questions like, you know why do I do certain things? Why am I operating in a certain way. You know, you just wanted to be free. Since you were a child, you just freedom and peace was what you just wanted. You've always just wanted to shine your light freely and in peace. And you wanted to be able to feel safe doing so. You know, and that led you, you know, to really tap into spirituality more, you know, and you know, you obtained a lot of knowledge, and you're probably still doing so, because I feel like we can't ever know everything, but you know a lot because of the deep diving that you've done. You know, all the knowledge you've acquired and stuff like that, just to really try to figure this life shit out. You know, just to know how to go about this life shit, because I feel like um you've just really had a hard time like continuing. You know, you probably had a hard time like moving forward, because you want to be able to be fulfilled in this life. That's what you've always wanted to give to others. So it's like, obviously that's something you want for yourself too, if you want others to so badly have it. You know, and you've been through a lot. You went through a lot of shadow work. You know, you really held yourself accountable. You know, you decided that you didn't want to play victim anymore. You know, that you decided that you didn't want to point fingers. You decided that you're the captain of your ship. You finally accepted that you're the captain of your ship. You know, and you took full accountability for your life, because you diving into, you know, like spirituality and forming a deeper relationship with Source, with God, allowed you to see that you're not alone. You know, that you are the co-creator of your life, and that God and your spirit team will always have your back. You know, I feel like you and God are like the ultimate couple. You know, you and God are the ultimate couple. It's like the love that God bestows onto you is what you want to be able to bestow onto others, and you want that for yourself in return too, because you deserve it. And so if only people knew the work it took for you to get to where you are right now, because you don't look like what you've been through. You know, and I see you having like really a hard time navigating this new you know, because you know, when you've been one way for so long, you really get accustomed to it. You know, you really get, you know, like it's just like habit. It's hard to break habits. You've done a lot of work to do so, to break like old habits and old negative patterns that no longer align with the new you. It's like you made the decision to manage your resources wisely in order to create harmony. You know, and you know, you diving deep into the knowledge of the world we actually live in, deep into spirituality, you know, deep into the cosmos, deep into your inner self, really allows you to be able to do so. You know, it guided you into how to find balance and harmony in the midst of the chaos. And so I feel like it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you're always balanced. You always find harmony some way, somehow. You know, and it just baffles people, because it's like, how do you go through everything you go through, and you deal with everything in such a way as like it's harmonious? You know, like how do you do that? How do you look good doing everything you do? Like, you look good doing everything you do. You can be going through hard times and you look good while doing it. One thing about you, you're gonna look good while you're going through things because that's your aesthetic. Like, you're big on like not looking like you're sweating, and it's little people do people know it's because of the faith you have in God. So it's like you're not about to show no face. People not about to catch you sweating, bruh. Like, what? Not when you're locked in with source. That's not about to happen. But if only people knew though, like, you know, behind closed doors, and you know, in all reality, like you have gone through a lot and you probably still working on that. Like, you do a lot of internal work to be able to appear so magnificent on the outside, you know? And I don't know, it's just not something people are used to. It's not common to see, you know? And it's like where you're heading, ooh, this work that you've done on yourself, you have no idea where you're heading. You have no idea what you were preparing for just by choosing yourself. And that's actually what makes you chosen. Because you chose yourself, you have no idea how good things are going to get for you. And you're seeing signs. You're probably seeing signs if you're watching this. You're seeing glimpses, whether it's visually, whether it's in your dreams, whether it's through real life experiences. You know, it's like because you've done all this amazing work on yourself, you're going to be living such an amazing life. It's like you're being recognized. You're being recognized for all the work you've done on yourself. You're being recognized for the bright light that you are. You're being recognized for the beauty that you hold from within that shines from the inside out. Like, people can't help but to recognize you. People can't help but to notice. Like, you probably you're probably starting to experience you like going out and just catching a lot of stares. Like, some people, like, it's like some people don't even know why they find you so fascinating, but they just know. It's like your aura. It's just something so fascinating about you. You know, and like you're achieving so many amazing things now that you've found your authentic self. And you know who's like so proud of you? Your inner child. Your inner child is so happy. Oh, your inner child is so happy to come out and play. Your inner child is like, yes, finally, it's my time to shine. And, ooh, you know how creative and just outgoing and just like bright children are? You know, it's like that essence is coming back out because it was dimmed. You weren't able to really express it. That essence that's now coming back out. Oh, baby. Ooh. This is like so amazing. This is so amazing. You're amazing. Like, that's what you need to hear. You need to hear that you're amazing. Like, do you have any idea what you have done? How far you have come? and how great it's about to get, like at this point, you're creating long-term success because it's imperative for you. It's like you you now want to create the best possible experience for your family. You know, whether that's the family you're going to be creating with a partner, you know, it's like, oh my God, I'm getting chills. I'm really getting chills. I'm getting chills. Like, you, and I'm getting tongue tied. I feel like your energy makes people act this way. Like, you make people tongue tied. You make people a bit nervous. Like, wow. And this presence that you hold basically is is going to be able to create so much stability, so much success. You know, like, I feel like you are a generational curse breaker. Something stopped with you. Okay, something ended with you. And it's like from now moving forward, now that you have broke whatever curse that was, whatever cycle that was, you didn't fall victim to it. You took accountability. Oof. The way you're about to be up, you have no idea. Like, think bigger is what I'm hearing. Like, whatever it is you just started thinking about, whatever up looks like for you, think bigger. Okay? Because the love that's about to be poured onto you, and that's the thing, you have to be prepared to receive this love and know that you are deserving of this love. And baby, that love that's about to be poured onto you, get ready to receive. That's all I'm saying. Get ready to receive it. Okay? I love you, and I'll see you next time.